Hi guys. So, I have been losing myself in the rabbit hole of YouTube. And I'm noticing that there's a lot of things that I've been checking out. So I've been checking out planners, like the Filia Facts, Traveler's Notebooks, bullet journals. Checking out how any of those tend to work with ADD, ADHD, chronically unorganized humans in general. I've also been checking out goal setting, like, because it's resolution time to start thinking about resolutions. Resolution setting, and a couple things I notice about myself. I am a pro overthinker. I can overplan, overanalyze, overthink anything. I think that's a big part of why I just come on this channel and talk about the thing that I think that I'm going to talk about and then go off on squirrely tangents. Because I don't really script what I'm going to do. I don't edit it. It just... everything that comes onto my channel is pretty organic. So with overthinking comes a whole lot of... I already spent like 50 hours working on this problem. Now I actually have to implement the solution, which is like another ADD problem there too, because we're not super big implementers, and definitely where it comes into like the time doesn't work in our heads very well. Anyway, so I figured I'd talk about some of the things that I'm watching, some of the things that I'm learning. Double check how much time I have for this video. I've got like 17 minutes of memory, so hopefully we'll come in less than that. So on one video, I'll probably find the video and link it down below at some other point throughout this weekend. Probably by the time it's uploaded, it might not be there, but you know what? I have terrible memory, so I'm going to write this down. I'm going to keep a list of all of the videos that I say I'm going to link, because, you know, this is how my brain works. This is organic. I just thought this up. Okay, so time management. I'm trying to remember what the name of that company is. 7 Minute Life. One of the things that she had talked about was that there are two types of time. There is, I forget, it was like a bunch of Greek words, and I barely remember concepts sometimes. So the concept of the first one is time as an abstract, a period in your life, a long distance goal, which some people like 10 years is a long distance goal, and people like me, depending on what it is that's going on, like 2 weeks can be a long distance goal. Like, our brains just don't do well with that. But it's like this abstract concept of tomorrow, or an abstract concept of a period in your life. Like, I can remember the dates that I was in the military, but I often refer to that time not as 2001 until 2009, 2008. Yeah, it was late 2001, and I separated in the beginning of 2009. I don't think of my time in the military as late 2001 to early 2009. I think of it as the time that I was in the military. And then even within there was the time that I was living in Japan, and the time that I was doing this training, and the time that I was doing this other training. And like, that's the concept of the abstract time. It doesn't have, like, you can refer to it more as a, this table is probably making all sorts of crazy noises. You can refer to it as like an era, maybe. Not, well, anyway. Like I said, I can overthink how to explain this, or I'll link it down below and she'll explain it. The other version of time is Chronos. Maybe it was ethos and Chronos. Ethos is ether. It's like this concept of time. And then Chronos is like chronometer. That's your watch. The minutes. The hours. The setting up a schedule. A lot of times people with ADD, ADHD have issues mixing the two together because they're not interchangeable, but they have to communicate with each other, and I don't know. So that is a video that I watched that kind of got my brain thinking. I was like, oh, you mean like I can think of things in like 5 minutes, but it's like I've got 5 minutes until I have to leave. Boom, there's that. And then I've got, I need to scrub my toilet. And that's an ethos. And the 5 minutes till I have to leave is the Chronos. And do they talk to each other? Like, how long does it really take to scrub your toilet? Do I have time to scrub my toilet before I leave? You know. And in my brain, frequently I will forego doing 5 minutes of stuff because scrubbing the toilet never involves just scrubbing the toilet, because I saw 5 things on my way to the toilet. I put the chemicals in and had to do something, like had to wait a little while because the chemicals work over time. And then I got sidetracked and did something else. So then before I know it, 10 minutes has gone by and my toilet's still not scrubbed. So I tend to not do that stuff. I've done it before in my past and forever late. Oh, I don't have 17. I've got 47 minutes. Well, that's fun. And then another concept that I'm learning about, I think it was Marriage and Motherhood, is talking about goal setting. She put out one earlier this week. It was like within this week, which is what, the night, I don't even know. I can pull out my calendar and look and see what period this week was. 7th to the 11th or something like that. Anyway, it was like this calendar week, 7th to 11th of November, somewhere in there. She put out anyway, about setting goals and keeping them tangible, SMART goals, things like that. SMART goals are kind of hard for me because, what's the first one? Is simple. I'm an overthinker. M is, I forget. Man, you know what? Smart. Maintainable. A, achievable. R, reasonable. T, time. Anyway, but like a lot of those things, like, they should make sense, and in the moment of thinking about them, they make sense. But 10 minutes later or an hour later, when it's time to go back and recheck out what I wrote down, like, I don't remember exactly what I was thinking. Mostly I don't remember what I was feeling when I thought that this was a system that I could maintain. Sorry, I'm watching the screen blink in and out of darkness, so I'll add more light. So yeah, that was Marriage and Motherhood. I'll link that one down there too. Motherhood, and that was about like the goals. Um, yeah. Sorry, I just ate an apple. And then I'm also watching, obviously, budgeting, making planners. There's a planner person, vegan planner, I think her name is. Writing these down. I'll link it below. She got a planner she wants to use as her budget planner, but she also wants to make it a gratitude budget planner. You focus on the positive and you can bring in abundance. So yeah, there's a lot of things going in my head about like if you hey cat, what's up? If you set the intention and you set the mood and you set the energy that you're going to put into something. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's a garage door right below me. It means my aunt's bringing out the golf cart, probably gonna go get the mail. Anyway, intentions and sorry, I totally lost track of where I was going. Intentions and setting the energy, setting the that was really bright. Setting intention, energy. Oh my god. So I haven't taken any of my ADD meds, and this is like what happens. So like I feel fine. I just like can't think. Like I don't know. This is exactly like when I write down my goals and my intentions. I had a direction I was going, and then I walked away for a minute, and I came back, and I'm like trying to catch up where I was at, and I was like, I was headed somewhere. What was I feeling? What was I gonna do? What was I saying? What was the real intention behind this branch of communication that I was trying to set up? I don't necessarily quite remember, but looking at the words vegan planner. Okay, so her planner, maybe if I start talking about what the video is about, I can come back around to it. She made it kind of a gratitude abundance style planner. So she takes the time to write down kind of like how Budget Girl does. She does the wins and the fails, the frugal wins, frugal fails. She always aims for the most wins that she can get. The fails, even though they're not really fails, they could have gone better, and I think taking the time to notice the good things that are going on can make it so that you end up seeing more of the good things that are going on. Like, there's a cat. When you notice that on your commute to work, all the traffic lights were green, you could have been going 35 miles an hour stuck in traffic, but the traffic moved at 50 miles an hour on a 55 mile an hour freeway. That's still, it's not as bad as it normally is. And then when you got to work, there was a parking spot like within 3 rows of the front door of wherever you go to work. Like, I think that's quite a lot of winning, personally. But there's a lot of people who would have gotten stuck on, man, I had to park 3 rows back, and the traffic wasn't even moving at top speed, and I don't know. But I think that that's a part of it. When you set your mind to see the positive, more of the positive becomes visible. But when you're focusing on the negatives, the 5 miles an hour under, and you didn't get like first row parking at work, then all you're gonna know, like, that's what you're gonna focus on. And then you'll notice that You know, when you tried to leave after work, the parking lot was like at a standstill because everybody else was leaving at the same time, and blah, 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 blah. But if you're noticing the positive things, you might be like, oh, the parking lot's kind of full. I'm going to sit here and catch up on my Facebook or see who posted a new video on my YouTube feed or whatever. So I think that there's like a lot to be said. If you shift your mindset to see the good things that are going on versus only remembering when things didn't go perfect. So I think that's kind of where I was going with the vegan planner lady. Her planner, I really like some of the things that she's doing on it. She's setting up some trackers, setting up some goals, setting up some notice when money came in that wasn't expected, and notice when, and by when money comes in that wasn't expected, like you go through, here's an example, going through, this is the 5 miles an hour under the speed limit thing. You go through your grocery shopping and you write down all the prices, right? Because we're frugal. I don't know if everybody watching this is coming from the budgeting side of things, but that's one of the things I do on my channel. Anyway, so you write down what the price of it all is, and then you, like, as I go through, I kind of subtotal things. And, so when I went up to the checkout line, I anticipated that I was $45 worth of stuff in my cart, and I was like, I'm under budget. And then it turned out that I had like 38 and some change dollars, sub 39. So it was like still like $6 less than I thought I had spent. And you know, like, yeah, I spent money, but I still ended up with like, I spent less money than I thought I was going to spend. Not only was I under budget, you know, I wasn't going 35 miles an hour down the freeway, I also happened to save a little bit more than I thought that I would. So I was not only not going 35, I wasn't going 45 miles an hour down the freeway. I was going, you know, 50 or 55 through areas, and, you know, whatever. Here I go overthinking, and yeah. So just being aware of the things that are, I don't know, the positives, it was your birthday and somebody gave you something that you were planning on buying anyway. Well, you know, you knew that that was going to cost $15. So that's $15 that you had started saving up that now you don't have to spend on that thing. So basically that was kind of like a financial win, right? And there's $15 that you don't have to spend. Cat's making weird noises. Anyway, so that's kind of what the vegan planner kind of got me thinking was, how are some ways that I can be more aware of the positives that are going on in my life, especially with the financial side of things. Cat scratching on stuff. Anyway, let's see, who else have I been watching? I don't know. This is already like a 20-minute long video, and I have to leave because it's Veterans Day, which means I get discounts because I'm a veteran. I get discounts. So I'm going to go see about buying some underwear. I'm going to go see about, I wrote some other things down. A couple things that I want to go look in at. See if the local hardware store offers a veterans discount, because there's Christmas presents. I was thinking the calendar, you know, the weather thing that I want that has like the indoor temperature and the outdoor temperature and the time. That mine broke and I want to replace it. I was thinking, is that what I was going there for? No, I was going there to try and buy some Christmas presents, which I'm a practical gift giver. I got, I don't think my aunt and uncle watch, but I'm gonna get them high reflective dog collars, because my aunt's vision is kind of a little murky. She had LASIK surgery, and things kind of star out on her sometimes at night. So, and both of our dogs are dark, fast, dark dogs. So I'm going to get highly reflective dog collars. And, yeah. So at least the dogs will be visible when you're driving up the driveway. And she won't have to worry about that as much. And when they're down in the lower field and you shine the flashlight, you can see them. Because that's what happens. And then also, I also want to go check out the hardware store and see if I can get my veterans discount to buy rope lights, because my aunt can't see in low light situations very well, and her rope lights, she buys them from Goodwill, which means usually half of them are burnt out already. So they're already halfway through their shelf life. So then as time goes by, in like a string of rope lights, like 1/3 of it's out, and then the next third of it is burnt out, and then you've got 2 feet of rope light that still works. I don't know, but whatever. So I want to go and buy some of those. They're on sale around here for, it's like the 18 feet for about $9, so about 2 feet per dollar. We'll see what we can do. I've been looking on Amazon, and it's hard to beat 2 feet per dollar, plus shipping and handling. And if I can get a discount, I can buy locally, which is another added bonus, right? So that was not really the point of this video. So the things that I'm learning, like, you guys, the ADD meds, like, they're amazing, and I really should have taken them earlier, but I have to do this now, and then I can leave, because I'm going to go meet a friend and get free food, because we're both veterans. Anyway, so with the time management and the marriage and motherhood with goals, and the vegan planner doing like the positive things, and making things in a way that you can check back in daily, weekly, monthly, and even annually, I think is really going to help me out. I think that's one of the things that pulls me towards the bullet journal style journaling planning, because I can be a little bit creative. The whole system is quite changeable, so if you've got a really busy week, you can like schedule one of the days in there, like write down your whole day. You don't have to stick to what is already written for you. If you have a week that nothing's going on, you could just put your whole week on like 1 page instead of 2 pages. Here, I'll show you guys. So I'm starting a bullet journal. We'll see how this goes. So, potential monthly spread, I just wrote down the calendar. Down here, I'm writing what type of activity it is and what day of the month it's going on. I know you guys probably can't see that at all. Okay. So, the monthly view, the weeks on the top, the day of the month, and then down here is like dentist versus work stuff versus whatever. And then here I put some goals for the month as flags so that I'll be able to see them. And then here is a week spread. So, yeah, so it takes up 2 weeks, or 2 pages. If I don't have a lot of stuff going on, I could probably fit all of that onto one page. So, that is the goal of things to work on and to figure out. And then if there's a day that's like crazy hectic busy, I can write all of that down on one page. Or if they're riding my keister at work, I can like itemize every 10 minutes of my day at work, you know, because I can be very passive aggressive that way. Yeah, it's more work for me to have to write it all down, but I have done it. This is the notebook that I keep at work in my shirt pocket. But yeah, I've been very passive aggressive in the past when they say that we're not getting enough stuff done. You're like, actually, I'm doing a lot of things. You guys probably just don't notice any of it. So then I wrote down, itemized what I got done in the week and handed it to them, and how long it took and how long transitions were, and how often somebody called me on the radio to tell me that they need keys to get blah blah. Anyway, that's like a whole nother tangent. Today's Saturday. It's not work day. So from everybody posting goals, there's a couple things that I've noticed that have kept me from being on my goals. I know this is probably who watches these all the way to the end? I don't know. Things that keep me from doing my goals frequently is the overthinking, overanalyzing, overplanning, and then when it's time to take action, I'm like, I'm so tired of this project already. I have already thought this through and through. So something that I can do to help myself is not wait for some arbitrary start date. So not wait until Saturday or Sunday or Monday or whatever. Not wait until the 1st of the month. Not wait until New Year's Day, you know, to start these things. Consider sometimes when you get off work. That could be a great line in the sand for when you start a new goal or a new project or something, or a new system, because systems tend to be what I try and do. The next time you wake up, like it could be a Wednesday morning, who cares? That's the morning that you are going to start writing down whether or not you brushed your teeth. You don't have to wait until Monday to start a new routine. And I think that's something that I really need to keep in my awareness, because I frequently said, oh, I'm going to start the new diet and we'll start on Monday, or we'll start on the 1st of the month when I get more money to buy the right food or whatever. Yeah, money might be one of the things that keeps me from being able to start right away, but like not putting it off, because if I put off starting it, then I lose the feeling and the thought process and the whole go do it energy that I had when I was making the goal, when I was making the plan, when I decided that whatever it was worth implementing in my life. So I think that's one thing that I'm really going to work on as far as resolutions go. So New Year's resolution, don't wait for an arbitrary start date. Why not start now? At least then you'll have like a slightly cleaner slate when you do start doing it every day or every week or whatever. And in that line, I'm planning on starting my New Year's resolutions now. It's we're at the end of the first full week in November 2017. Like, why can't I start these new goals already? There's like one that's in my head that I already started, but I can't remember what it was. Something that was going to be a New Year's resolution. I was like, man, I could just start doing that. Might be just me saying, man, I need to just start doing that. That might have been what the goal was. I don't remember. I don't keep things in my head very well. Which is part of the whole trying to keep a bullet journal, trying to keep, this is where I write down where I spend my allowance, because I don't always end up with receipts, and random things. I've got like the Christmas list is written in here, who I need to buy for, how much I want to spend, blah blah blah. And then also some random other money type things that I need to ask. Like ask my dentist. Anyway, so not waiting to start. It's kind of like the big thing. Yeah. Because keeping the goals SMART goals, then I end up overthinking whether or not it's something to do. I can instead say, okay, well, I want to be able to do something like this. This is why I want to do that. This is what it would feel like when I do that thing. Okay, let's start today. Today's the first day of whatever it was that I'm thinking of trying to do. And I think, yeah, I'm definitely going to start doing that. As soon as I come up with an idea that I want to write down or keep in my head, that's part of why I've got this on me at work, and I have this on me all the time when I'm not at work. So this one, I've got like a whole back area where I write down my non-work things, tear it out, stick it in my lunch bucket when I'm done with the day. And then in here, I've got, on the back page, keeping some post-it notes. So I can write myself a post-it note, stick it so that it's sticking out, and I'll remember to look at that, hopefully. And then move myself on from there. And then decide if it's something that needs to go in. Is it a budget thing? Does it need to go into my budget notebook? Or does it need to go in this budget notebook of stuff? Does it need to go into my budget planner type thing? Is it something that I should write in my new personal life planner instead of my fully money planner that tends to have money sitting in the back of it, that it's too big to stick in my purse? Yeah. So, I am going to head out, plug my phone in my car, and upload this video. And if by Monday and you're watching this and there's stuff still not tagged in there, leave me a comment below if you make it this far in this video. And I will, that will trigger me to remember to go back and find those videos and copy paste them into the hole, which it's hard to do on a phone because you can only copy and paste one thing at a time and only have one thing at a time open, because if I've got the video editor thingy open, I can't go anywhere else, because then it's like